You know what happens that you go into a liquor store and you see things on the shelves, and there are some things that you pass and other things that you buy on the spot, or at least I do. This one was one that I passed by many times, and eventually my curiosity got the better of me. This one here costs $61.99. So for about $70, including taxes and all, I was able to go out the door with a bottle of Nikka Days. Now this is Japanese whiskey, 40% ABV. Probably has nothing that really sticks out. It's probably very harmonious, like a Toki, and it has the twisty cap, as you can tell by the spiraling on the neck or on up here. It's not a neck really. The neck would be here. I don't know. Would that be the head? The head of the bottle. I've never heard it referred to as that. So maybe that's not what you call it. But this has the plastic screw top. Very sanitary and very good at sealing the bottle. It says smooth and delicate blended whiskey on the label. It's at 40%. It does appear to be quite delicate. I'm getting a little bit. What does it say here? I might need to let it open up a little bit. It says here, Nikka Days blended whiskey. A delicate balance is achieved by the skillful blending of grain whiskies and slightly peated malts. Floral aromas and a smooth mouthfeel will perfectly complement any special moment. 700 mils, 40% alcohol by volume, whiskey, product of Japan. Produced by the Nikka Whiskey Distilling Company Limited, Tokyo. Aha. So it's probably been distilled at different distilleries that belong to Nikka, and blended in Tokyo. Just my guess. I'm not getting a lot of peat at all. It's a little bit floral, yes. Slightly fruity. If there's any peat in there, it's extremely light. But of course, this being a Japanese blended whiskey, nothing's going to really stick out. It's going to come along as a harmonious whole. Not exactly my style, but it's probably quite well made. Yes, harmonious blend. Nothing really sticks out. But there it is on the palate. There is a light bit of peat smoke. Very light. It's surrounded by vanilla and floral once again. It's a reasonable starter whiskey. It's lightly peated, but there's some peat in there. There's some vanilla and floral. And nothing really sticks out, but the peat is there. Although it's quite subdued, it's quite harmonious, and nothing really sticks out. Japanese whiskey, Japanese blend. There you go. Now, why did I buy this? I bought this so that I could have a 40% world whiskey that I could start a flight with. I like starting my flights at 40% ABV and moving up. Now I have this. I have the Morris Australian whiskey. I have the what's that other one? The Indri Trini. This would go nice before an Indri Trini. Then I have the Yun Elez from Armorique, which I made the mistake of tasting after having whiskeys of lower alcohol by volume content, but greater peat strength. I'll get back to the Yun Elez one of these days because I didn't do it justice when I first tried it. I had had whiskey that was stronger in the peat department, and that just killed the flavor, and I did not get to appreciate the Armorique Yun Elez. So I'm going to try that again. But this here is a light one. This is a place to start a flight. And that's what I bought it for. I didn't buy it to be the last whiskey of the night. I bought it to be the first whiskey of a flight. And as such, with the very mild peat and the harmonious, nothing sticking out anywhere, it will be a good beginning of a flight. Yeah. It's quite pleasant in its smooth and subtle way. I did not expect that there would be any peat in this at all, but there is some. It's kind of like a lot of blended scotches in that there is some peat. It's actually quite good. It doesn't hit me over the head, but it's a pleasant and smooth, if you want to say that. Although I like whiskey with more of a punch than this. This is leading up to the punch. This is the start. This is the beginning of a flight. You want it to be gentle. You want it to be easygoing. You don't want it to offend you. And then you can move on, or that's what I like to do. I like to move on to things that have more force to them. this being a reasonable place to start. Well, I guess that deserves a big kanpai.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food quick.
Food Quig.
Food quick.
Yeah.